Last year, Kristen had the opportunity with some friends of hers to help harvest olives while she was living in Italy to get her dual citizenship. This year, Kristen and I decided to try it ourselves with our own olive trees right here in Bairro, Portugal. This time, we had some friends of ours visiting from the United States, from good old Lancaster County, Jason and Heidi Smith, who jumped right in to help us. Except for Kristen, none of us had ever tried this before. But hey, when in Portugal, harvest olives. Our property has about 25 olive trees. Last year, someone came and harvested all the olive trees and received over a ton of olive. Since it was just the four of us and our first time doing it, we decided to tackle only 7 or 8 trees, just as a way to test out doing it ourselves. Manageable, but for us, still ambitious. Before Jason and Heidi arrived, we picked up a net to catch the olives and a rake to pull them down. Our neighbor Martino, the best neighbor ever, was kind enough to lend us 2 additional rakes, a saw for pruning, and a ladder to help us take down the olives. When Kristen harvested olives in Italy, she had to pull every twig and leaf out of the olives before they went to processing. Here in Portugal, not so much. They have a machine that does it for you. It makes the entire job so much easier and faster. We started bright and early, spreading the nets and determined to get every single last olive. That lasted for the first 2 trees. After 2 or 3 hours, thorough turned into good enough. Even with our inexperience and our relaxed approach, we ended up with 135 kilos of olive. That's almost 300 pounds. Not too bad for not having done it before. The next step was to take our olives to the local oil processing plant, Lagar de Aceite do Bairro. One of the coolest things about this place is that the oil you get back comes directly from the olives you harvested. We showed up around 3 p.m. thinking we would be done in a couple hours. But this is where things became really interesting. We started 20 cars deep in a line, and at first we moved slowly. As Americans, we found it difficult to be waiting in line for such a long time. But the farmers seemed to take this in stride. They were out swapping stories, having beer, having pulled pork. After about 2 hours, we were invited by one of the local farmers to join them. And we sat down and had a beer with a guy named Americans. This elderly gentleman, 72 I believe, was a part of the Portuguese war in Africa when the Carnation Revolution took place. We got to hear his story about how he found out about that the revolution had taken place and how it changed him and Portugal when it happened. It was definitely one of the highlights of being in line for that law.
5 hours.
We are here, yes.
5 hours we've been in line
Yes.
to get olive oil processed.
Yes.
We have had some good conversations, but still no olive oil.
Best conversations.
Will we make it before
Moderate
it closes?
okay conversation.
Really good conversations, and I think
Mediocre.
we're gonna make it.
You think so?
I think we're gonna make it.
One of the things that wasn't a highlight was in the end, after about 5 hours, we were 3 cars away from the entrance when word came back the line that they had run out of crates. And we were told to come back the next day. The next day, we showed up at 6 a.m. We thought getting there 2 hours early would be enough time to get a good place in line. But boy, were we wrong. By the time we showed up, we were already 40 cars, trucks, and tractors deep in the line. When 8 o'clock hit, the line didn't move. And then we got word that machinery had broken down at the plant. Despite us wanting to support the local Bairro community, we decided to try our luck elsewhere. The next day we tried again, this time at the olive growers Cooperative of Fatima, a larger facility recommended by our neighbor Martino and our gardener Gonzalo, who just happens to work there. We followed Martino's advice, showing up at 10 a.m., a good 2 hours after the plant had opened. When we arrived, we were still 40 cars deep, but this time we were only in line an hour and a half. Finally, we dropped off our olives. This cooperative works a bit differently than Bairro's in that everyone processes their olives together. They take a test sample of your olives, and then in 2 weeks, you get the quality of olive oil that matches the olives you dropped off. It was still an amazing process to see, and they even have a museum. We learned how olive oil was made over the past centuries.
The farmers bring us the olives in bags like that was already cleaned and washed. We leaves just the olives. If you want to go downstairs, you can see the new machines that are working right now. The season to pick up the olives is between October and December. The engine makes the machine work like a spiral to bring the olives up. And then the olives falls between these stones. These are in conic shape to facilitate to cover more space and bring the paste that is formed. So it goes around and around and smash everything, the peel, the seeds, everything in the...
It's like a paste.
Yes, and it forms a paste. The paste drops there. So these things works like a filter.
Yes.
So we fill it all up and it goes to the press. You can see in the last one, That is the garlics already lifted.
And we even got to taste the difference between virgin and extra virgin olive oil.
So the lighter the color, the better.
Yes, but you can see it's all good. It's the difference is minimum, but you can taste the difference. It's more fruit and it's more green because it's not fully matured. Yes, you can try. You have napkins.
It's like olive oil.
Okay. Can you tell the difference between that one and the other one?
No, I gotta try the other one. Oh yeah, it's different.
And yes, there is a difference. Once you taste Portuguese olive oil, there's no going back. So what did we learn from our first olive oil harvest? First, it is a ton of work. Even with us not having to clean all the olives, it still took a lot of time. Still, it was worth it. From the trees to the press to that first taste, every drop feels like a little piece of Portugal. We'll definitely try it again next year. Maybe with a few more helping hands, now that we have a better idea of what we're doing. Thanks for joining us in our very first olive oil adventure here in Portugal. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time for another adventure with Anywhere with Kristen.